through the last 30 minutes. Started the game reasonably well, has made a few errors. As David said, Matthew Dent at centre-half forward. It's always going to be a big ask for him because he's young. Doesn't quite have the physique to play there. They've tried Sanderson in the past. Throughout this year, as Flower comes grandstand side into the path of Hamish Stewart. Ben Judd's been moved out onto that player at centre-half back, and well, with Matthew Dent at centre-half forward and Ben Judd at centre-half back, both very capable young players, it's not really key position sort of a thought, is it?
No, I think Ben Judd is best suited to a flank. When you're asking him to play fullback or centre-half back, you've got very few options. Johns picking up plenty of possessions in this match as a ruck rover, half-back flanker. Geddes from defence, also been a good half-back flanker for Sturt today. Viney has been solid in a back pocket, but I would suggest to you that he's having a run on the ball now. And Gibbs picks up another possession. Oh, clever. Just bent himself inside out to deliver that ball to centre-half back to Jim West.
As ever, very laconic is Ross Gibbs. Now it's Bowe to half forward. Heels made an enormous amount of space for himself as he lifts the eyes. Most of the options are covered, so he does well and thumps it long towards Mark Russell, sitting in the front in the perfect spot as McGuinness. Nowhere to go and is claimed.
Well, he did have one option, that was get just any kick forward, but he was looking for a player in support. This is Ben Judd. To the outer side, Geddes the target, it doesn't sit for him. Support comes in the form of Bastian, over the top to Geddes. Claim, the handball runs clear. Now an opportunity for Trimboli. 12 games to Trimboli, lead it's thrown away. Trimboli again with pace, he's got it, he just threw the handball wide in hope. This is Baker, wearing Scotty Field's old number, and he delivers it short. Sutherland 45 metres out directly in front, and 2 goals, 1 to his name. Will line up the goals. No, he won't, he'll pass off, drifting down. Jody Arnold, and Arnold has 7 goals. 7 goals, 1 if you don't mind. 52 goals for the year. They played him last season in defence. He mainly played fullback, but he has been a success this year at full forward.
You should think that a man with 7 goals to his name would love to stay at full forward. I guess he'd be happy to do the team thing as well, but would love to stay at full forward and keep notching them up. Here's a chance.
So in he comes. Can he add to his 7-goal tally? The goal umpire has a good look. He indicates it's through the middle. 2 in the first, 4 in the second, 1 in the third, and now 1 in the final term. And Jody Arnold has 8 goals, 1.
Certainly provided a focus for Sturt in that area. Presents himself well, as we mentioned earlier. Puts himself into the right spaces and just got free for the Sutherland pass. And Scott Sutherland, for his part, has worked pretty hard. Generally uses his possessions well, and has been quite a good player for Sturt today, and has a very good future in front of him.
At the bounce, Tony Redshaw, who's only playing his 2nd senior game for the year, since being recruited from Sydney, pushes it down the throat of Mansell. He's kicked a half forward, is thumped away. Now Follick gets claimed. Good work by Hamilton. Hasn't he improved in the second half? This is Johns, a handball in hope. McGuinness upended. Corey Gray around the corner to the outer side. Simon Hill with pace in front of Bastian, but the ball beats both players across the line. We've played just on 15 minutes of the final term. Glenelg 18-13, Sturt 13-7.
It's a margin of 36 points. 6 goals the difference, and Thompson now puts Glenelg back into attack. Does it well, Paul Hamilton. One senses that he's really been disappointed by being taken off the ground. Mansell picks up well, chips him short, and ever so casually, John Fitch dispatches his opponent and takes the easiest of marks 40 metres out from goals. He has 6 goals so far, and the way this big man kicks the ball, you'd expect 7 to be on the board very shortly. Let's have a look at him from perhaps even 35 metres out. The head stays down, the instep is tight. It's not a bad looking kick. It's just offline, through for 1 behind. So Fitch, 6 goals, doesn't add to that tally. Glenelg 18-14, they edge away just a little further. Sturt 13-7, 18 minutes into this, the last term.
6 goals, 5, John Fitch, from 11 scoring opportunities, so he's had the opportunities. This is Follett, Randall Follett, the boy from Langhorns Creek. Long to the outer side. Geddes punches a handball to Richter. He's been very quiet today, Richter. Shadowed by Bailey. Bailey has comprehensively won that encounter. Free kick goes to Hamilton. We were critical in the first half, but we'd have to be complimentary of his match in the second half. Chick Whitten applies a tackle on Bastion. 41 is Robbie Thompson. He goes to ground with the ball, and umpire Abbott indicates he'll bounce.
Michael Abbott joined by Richard Williams today. 19 minutes into the last term. Sturt have run out of time. Glenelg, for their part, whilst a little unconvincing, will be happy because they have kept their ability to play in the finals with a double chance intact. That is a huge mark by Simon Engovan. He would be bitterly disappointed that underneath all of that a free kick was paid to Jody Arnold. Now into the sun he goes and has Jay Viney, who looks to me to be much, much better when he plays on the ball. The skipper a little unsure. His best kick would get this. Arnold's broken free. Viney chips in short, and Arnold presents himself well again, but drops what he should have taken, and Glenelg through Bartlett are out of trouble.
Well, I think it was just sheer tiredness, wasn't it? Arnold was in the right position, 2 hands to the ball. Just missed it. I think he took it too easily. Hamilton fighting on. I'd suggest to you he's fighting for a place in the side too, and he's working in the minds of the selectors.
Yes, exactly. He knows that he didn't cover himself with glory in the first half and needs to work frantically to make amends for that in the second half, because spots will be very critical in the Glenelg side in the next few weeks when you consider that their depth includes people like McRae and Christie, Whittlesey, Hallahan, Butterick, just to name a few. Stephen Rattray, they have enormous depth. They have Lamb and Kretschmer injured, so positions in this Glenelg side are at a premium. This player.
Well, don't forget Brett Dean.
Brett Dean is also a good player. Hamish Stewart fires up to the full forward area. Fidge flew very high. The punch was good. Baker on the clean-up does well. Steps around Russell, chips in short, looks for Sutherland and has instead a player in Andrew Geddes.
Baker, Stephen, will need to watch that. I've seen him come across goals about 3 or 4 times. It's a natural instinct. It's just something he's got to eradicate from his game. Dead to the centre of the oval. Corey Gray dumps it down. Bartlett, who's played well, particularly since quarter time. Punches it to Ross Gibbs down to have another shot for goal. No, around the corner, and Mansell underneath this one marks it and is dragged to ground. Oh, Richard Williams was looking at a 50-metre penalty. He thought about it, and Mansell will kick for goal from 50.
There's definitely an infringement there, and for those people who support an intermediary penalty as Mansell goes in short, looking for and finding Chigwin.
Well, there was 2 options. I think he was looking for Russell, and Chick Whitten was cheeky enough just to cut across the lead and gather the chest mark.
Just to go on with that, there are some that would support an intermediary penalty, a 50 and a 25. Perhaps Williams was reluctant to give the 50.
Chick Whitten bends it across the face of goal. Disappointing kick, out of bounds on the full.
Not an altogether good kick from Chiggy, but he remains, I would think, one of the favourites for the McGarry medal, which will come to you exclusively on ABC Sport.
He hasn't picked up votes today.
Well, on September the 14th, I'd suggest to you that he'll vote very well, or poll very well. Hamilton again. Flower, I think that is, feeds it out towards Russell, and they're just playing around with it at the moment to the head of the square. What can Mansell do? Up over the top. Gee, he's an exciting player, isn't he? When he's near the ball, there is always something happening. Well done, Matthew Dent, to Johns, who gives it away. Gibbs around the body. A free kick down the ground will give Fidge an opportunity for his 7th.
6 goals, 5. Now, Fidge could have just let that ball go and it would have run through for Ross Gibbs. So Rossi Gibbs will let John Fidge know about that tonight. If not in the shower, certainly in the bar afterwards.
Fidge now from the head of the square. 6 goals, 5. Make that 7 goals, 5. So he's really done his job. Outclassed Ben Judd earlier in the game. Did a similar job on Justin Salisbury. Matthew Dent is now the 3rd player to stand John Fidge. And as you see him just not quite moving as freely as you'd expect there, seems to be a little injured.
Yes, he's not fit. No doubt about that. Now here's Ross Gibbs. He cops it. Brett Lean at the offender. So he copped the knock and John Fidge gets the credit for the goal. Well, Ross Gibbs not backward coming forward. Glenelg 19-14. Sturt 13 goals, 17. The margin now 43 points.
23 minutes into the last term. Glenelg really going on with the job, and Damien Kitschke surprisingly in ruck. Not because he lacks any rucking skills, but because at centre-half back he was pretty good. Bastian. Good tackle by McGuinness, but not before Bastian gets it away to Underwood. Awkward left leg, and again it comes unstuck for the Double Blues. Possession rate, enormous.
Yes, Lyndon Bowe has been solid from half-back. He delivers it forward. This is Hamilton, in front of Ross Gibbs. He juggles it, gives it off to McGuinness. Now Chigwidden. Chigwidden goes long to the square, and it's Fidge standing his ground, almost one-handed. He is not fit. Marshall into the open goal. Marshall has one. Kicked onto the left boot. He gets his second, and the crowd happy to tell him it's a goal. Marshall in game number 349. His last, probably, we think, at Glenelg, gets his second.
One of the few times he's broken free today. David Marshall has been well covered. It's hard enough to get kicks at his age and his level of experience, I suggest, without having someone right alongside, arm by arm, all day long. So he would have appreciated that opportunity to get free from Gray. Has 2 on the board, the acting vice-captain, and has done a reasonable job, but he'll be a pivotal player when it comes finals time for the Tigers, that's for sure.
Margin 49 points. Glenelg sweeping Sturt under the carpet. Kitchke and ruck, he won that. It goes to ground. Chigwidden handballed out to Lyndon Bowe. A pack developed. Bowe cleverly out to McGuinness. He flips it forward into space. Ross Gibbs, doesn't he love a run on the forward line? Forward to Mark Russell, a beautiful kick. Russell has Mansell short. Mansell was calling for it. Fidge wants it long. It's going long. Fidge one-on-one. Matthew dead. Fidge off hands. And Fidge knew he had it, but just couldn't claim it.
In the end, it was the correct option by Russell. He had a few others in short at Glenelg Oval that were trying to give him an option, but with John Fidge one out, it's always the best option. Baker from Kitchke. Kitchke squared up pretty well in the ruck, but I think they've lost something from centre-half back when they've shifted him out of there. And in grandstand pocket, we'll have a boundary throw. And that grandstand, in fact, that scoreboard is saying that Glenelg are 20-14. Sturt are 13-7. And we've played 25 minutes of this the last term, so only time on now to be added to this game as Robbie Thompson takes it, streams forward, and from half-back kicks a point.
And this is dangerous. The forwards will be talking to the backman. Ross Gibbs is down having shots for goal. Now Ross Thompson, who next?
So Robbie Thompson's played pretty well at half-back and would love to get in the act with along with Ross Gibbs.
It's becoming goal-scoring practice now. Dent playing at full-back on Fidge. He started at centre-half forward. He didn't make a fist of that position. He's been a pretty good defender in the last couple of seasons. Corey Gray, who's had the job of shadowing Marshall, and I think on points, Corey Gray might have the result there. Marshall has 2 goals, however. They started in the centre, and now Marshall's playing as a loose man across half forward. This is Bastian at half-back. Started on the interchange bench. Hasn't really made an impact on this match since he came on. Now, where is he going? Oh, it could have come unstuck. It hasn't. Kitchke gathers it in. Handballs it off. Salisbury through traffic. Can he get away a kick? No, he's run down. Good work, Hamish Stewart. Stewart bustles for the ball. Johns keeps the ball in front of him. Flips it off the ground. Goes forward. Thompson's there. Baker. The handball over the top is good. Opportunity now for Judd. Started in defence. Now having a shot for goal. And it's through. So Judd gets his first. Sturt go to 14-7, trailing Glenelg 20 goals, 15. And that was just sheer desperation from defence for the Double Blues.
Ben Judd, another who would be appreciating a run on the ball. Certainly from that caged-up position down there at full-back where he had such a torrid time with John Fidge earlier in the game. Fires it through. It's all too late for Sturt because Glenelg have put the accelerator down to the floorboard through the latter half of this second half and have done pretty well.
So Glenelg look forward next week to Port Adelaide, and the Double Blues face South at Adelaide Oval. Richter has been very quiet today. Claimed by Redshaw, and Redshaw was a bit unruly there, giving away a free kick. Richter goes very wide. Now, that's been a pattern that has emerged in the second half. I've not seen anything like it. They just kicked straight across the oval. I wonder whether that's an instruction. Corey Gray around the corner. Bartlett. I think he's beaten Jody Arnott in the second half. Thompson, the short kick was smothered. This is Campbell Flower. deep in defence now. He's played most of the day on the wing. Marshall, Underwood did well. Back it goes to Corey Gray. Gray gathers it in, sets himself, pushes a long ball in. It's a high ball, really, and lean it underneath it. Couldn't gather it in. Bartlett read it beautifully and drives it wide to the outer side.
Bastion first there. Inside it comes to Arnold. He needs to get around the nippy McGuinness. He can't do it. McGuinness cleans up amidst 3 Sturt players. Randall Follett's one of them. Works back to the back playing Damien Kitschke. One step and a floating, awkward kick to take. Glenelg are back there in numbers. One of them's Bailey. Another is Gibbs. And nonchalantly, a bounce, beautiful leg into the path of Hamilton, who has time, looks at Chigwin and says, you may as well have it. And over he goes to Hamish Stewart. And Hamish Stewart, whose Uncle David coaches the Sturt reserves, will be very pleased that the Tigers are going to run out winners today.
Well, it's not my decision, but I think this fellow is the best fullback in this Tiger lineup. They've had their worries at centre-half forward, so they've used him. And now, Hamish Stewart, late in the game, goes for goal and gets his first. Second correction. As the siren sounds, Glenelg 21, goals 15, 141. Have defeated Sturt 14 goals 7, 91. The final margin 50 points. You've seen all the action on ABC Sport.